I'm writing H sub O and H sub A next to each single one. Anybody hating their bell curves right now? Just true triangles. Okay, please don't do that on the AP test. Because they'll be like, he doesn't know what a bell curve is. Okay. All right. Now there's three kinds of tests could happen. You could have mu is greater than or equal to a number, and you could have mu is less than a number, the same one. This one is mu is less than or equal to a number, and the opposite is mu is greater than a number. Last one is mu is equal to a number, and mu is not equal to a number. Okay. So when something is greater than or equal to a number, that means that there's actually kind of a big region it could be. Like, let's say this is the line. It could be anywhere over here. Here's the null. And this tail over here, that's the hypothesis. That's the alternative. So this one is the mu is greater than or equal to the number, and this one over here is mu is less than that number. So the null is the one that you draw big. Because we're actually going to not even we're going to accept a variety of things. Like, let's say, it's really stupid to make a hypothesis at test about one data point, because we don't really need to guess on that. If I said, your grade point average is going to be above 3.0, we can easily guess. But if I said, I think this whole school, their average is going to be greater than 3.0, okay? Now, and then I test only 10 people. If it gets close enough, I'll say good enough. Like, let's suppose I test 10 people, right? 10 people randomly in the school, and I say, okay, I'm going to test you guys and make an assumption about the whole school. And instead of 3.0, I get 2.95. Well, that's pretty close, right? Like, that's pretty close, and that might be close enough, even though it's still below. The next one is going to have the null really big on this left side. This is mu is less than or equal to a number. Want me to zoom in on each picture? Probably. Better? So in this case, the alternative is over here. This one over here is mu is greater than that number. It's usually colored in. We usually color in, we call it the tail. Okay, and then the last one, anybody want to have a guess about what this one looks like? Because here it was less than or equal to a number, right? What does it look like if it's equal to a number? Like, there'd be a range that I'd accept. Like, if I said, look, it's not going to be greater than 3.0 for our grade point average, it's going to be exactly equal to 3.0. So then if I took a sample, I've got some good enough parameters, right? So maybe I say, oh, like, look, if I do a test of 10 people and I get somewhere between 2.9 and 3.1, I'm probably good. So do you see how that one will have like two tails here? You could possibly be too high. You could possibly be too low. So right here in the middle is equal to a number. And over here are the alternatives. And that's basically where it's not equal to that number. Why are you still making noises, phone? Okay. Last page. We all ready? All right, so this is what your homework's gonna look like. Your homework is gonna go ridiculously fast. It's gonna be like, here's a type 1 error, here's a type 2 error, that kind of stuff. All right, A, B, C. A school publicizes that the proportion of its students, what letter should I write for proportion? P, its proportion who are involved in at least one extracurricular activity is 61%. What's the opposite of that? Not equal to 61%. Good job. This one's the H sub O. This one's the H sub A. What kind of test is this? Let's draw a quick little picture. Here's the acceptable range for 61%. It's in here, right? Somewhere around 61%. And this is like too high and this is too low. This is called a two-tailed test. So if it says equals to, it's going to be a two-tailed test. Yeah, it says decide if it's a left, right, or two-tailed test. We should actually probably go back a page and write that on those. Okay, let's go back over here. So that means this one down here, this one on the bottom was a two-tailed test. And this one in the middle, that's a right-tailed test. And the tail is the alternative. And this one's the left-tailed test. All right. All right, let's try B together. A car dealership announces that the mean, I'm going to write mu, the mean for an oil change is less than 15 minutes. Less than 15. What's the opposite? Greater than or equal to. Which one's H sub O, which one's H sub A? H sub O is the bottom one. H sub A is the upper one. Remember, H sub O has the equal sign in it. By the way, I'm going to write this on this one. Everybody look up. See how the claim this time is that H sub A? On that first one, the claim was that H sub O. They claimed that P was equal to 61%. Here they're claiming that mu is less than 15. So then, if you draw a picture, remember the big part is the null. Greater than or equal to is the null, so the null's over here. This is a left-tailed test. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense why you guys are drawing these pictures and what you're doing right now, but it's going to make a lot of sense starting tomorrow. Last one. You guys go for it. I'll give you a prize for it. All right. So, need a little bit more time? What'd you say? You ready? Okay, who wants a prize? Caitlin, go for it.
I said that it was like mu is greater than 15.
Mm-hmm.